In my debate with Sean Carroll, I think with the exception of one issue, I argued correctly and cogently on every point. And that one issue would be, I had said something about a certain model of the universe would violate quantum unitarity because information would be lost in our universe if our universe begot a baby universe, which was then independent. And Carroll corrected me on that point and said, no, it wouldn't be a violation of unitarity. But apart from that, honestly, I was very pleased with this debate because I was debating a professional cosmologist on his turf. I did not want to try to upstage him by using philosophical arguments. I wanted to show that contemporary cosmology makes it more probable that God exists than it would have without this evidence. And I think I carried virtually every argument in that debate. Carroll wasn't even familiar with Aaron Wall's theorem about the generalized second law of thermodynamics, which I presented in support of the beginning of the universe. He'd never even heard of it. Now, the mistake that I made, if you call it a mistake, was that I did not realize or appreciate the kind of aura of authority that attends a professional scientist in our culture. I had to quote professional cosmologists and physicists to support my arguments and show that they were correct. All Carroll had to do as a professional cosmologist is just make assertions. He just asserted the points. And because of the aura of credibility that attends him as a professional cosmologist, people just took it for granted that what he was saying was true. And that made it very, very difficult to overcome that sort of inherent credibility that he has. In our modernistic culture, the great high priests of our culture today are, in fact, professional scientists, and their word is gospel for many people. And so this made it very difficult, especially, you see, for those who don't understand physics, don't understand the arguments. They would just react emotionally to these assertions and accept them. This was particularly true of the rhetorical trick he had of showing Alan Guth with a little plaque saying the universe probably never began to exist. This was absolutely bizarre. How could one formulator of the Born-Guth-Vilenkin theorem say the universe probably never began to exist, and its other formulator, Alexander Vilenkin, say that the universe probably did begin to exist on this basis? Something had to be wrong there. And I was right in the debate when I said this must just represent Guth's opinion or hunch or preference. This cannot be his scientific appraisal of the implications of the Born-Guth-Vilenkin theorem. And it turned out post-debate that I was right. The philosopher Daniel Tame of the University of Liverpool, whom I debated at Trinity College Dublin, shared with me correspondence that he had with Alan Guth and Alexander Vilenkin on this issue. And it turned out that the reason Guth denied the beginning of the universe on the basis of the Born-Guth-Vilenkin theorem is precisely because he accepted the Carroll-Chen cosmological model, which I had attacked extensively in the debate and which Carroll never defended. A model of the universe that requires that the arrow of time flips over at some point in the past and runs in the opposite direction. And when I pointed out that this is grossly unphysical as a model, it's just a mathematical model that can't describe reality, and then insofar as you could interpret it realistically, it would violate the second law of thermodynamics, And what you really have here would be two universes expanding from a common origin point, so that it winds up actually implying the very beginning of the universe that he sought to avoid. So that was a tremendous irony that I felt really vindicated my arguments in that debate.